access, let's do a quick comparison of the new Kindle Colorsoft that just released and the signature edition Kindle Colorsoft. Now, starting right off the bat, there is a price difference. Mine was $279.99. My mom bought this for me, so thank you, Mom. She got me my Kindle Colorsoft because I really, really wanted one, and I was just putting off buying it, and she got it for me, so thank you. Now, I do have multiple Kindles. I will say I have my Kindle Colorsoft. I'm currently reading The Sinner. And then I have my Kindle Scribe. This is the first generation. I have my Kindle Paperwhite. This is the 11th generation. And then I have a third generation, if I'm not mistaken, another Kindle Paperwhite. This one needs to be charged. I love having a Kindle. I've had a Kindle since I was 14. My mom got me my first Kindle, and my mom got me my Kindle Colorsoft. So to just jump right into it, I'll kind of do a comparison of the signature edition and then the new edition. I have some notes right here. So with the signature edition that I have, it is 32 gigs and the new Kindle is 16 gigs. My Kindle was $279.99. My mom got it from Best Buy for me. I know on Amazon they have kind of like a bundle deal now. I didn't see an option to just buy the signature Kindle Colorsoft just by itself. I'm not saying it's not there. I just didn't see it. I just see kind of like a bundle deal that comes with like a charger and a case and things like that. But my mom got my Kindle from Best Buy. And let's see, I've had it since May 24th. So I have had it for a little while to kind of give you my insight and features that I like about it. It has an auto-adjusting backlight. So if you're reading in the day versus at night, it will just kind of automatically adjust. You don't have to have that feature turned on. I've had it turned off for a while, but I did turn it on recently. So basically, if you are reading at night, it won't be super bright as if you are reading during the day. If you have it set for a certain brightness during the day, it will just automatically dim and adjust according to how bright it is around you. It is waterproof, so you don't have to worry about that. You have the option of dark mode, so that means that the screen will be dark and the font will be light. And let's see, it has an 8-week battery life. I will say that is very true. I cannot remember the last time I charged my Kindle. Let me think. I think I charged it last week maybe, and before that, I don't know. I very, very rarely charge my Kindle. It is a very rare occurrence, and sometimes I will just charge it just because it's kind of like, why not? I might as well put it on the charger as I'm getting ready for bed. But that battery lasts a very long time, and I use my Kindle non-stop. I mean, hours I will be using my Kindle throughout the day, all throughout the week, all throughout the month, and I will not have to charge it. So I absolutely love that. And the Kindle Paperwhite is advertised to have a 12-week battery life, and I'll say that is true. I charge this one even less than I charge my Kindle Colorsoft, so that is something really great. Now with the new Kindle Colorsoft, it is 16 gigs. It is $249.99. It does have an 8-week battery life. It is waterproof and it is ad-free. I personally do not mind the ads. The Kindle Colorsoft Signature Edition is also ad-free. With my Kindle Paperwhite, I have ads, and I personally like them just because I get different book recs, and that is how I find some other books that I want to add to my Kindle, especially through Kindle Unlimited. I know that for some people they don't like it, so you can either purchase it without ads, or I have heard, I don't know, but I've heard that you can actually write into Amazon and ask someone to remove it for you without paying the fee to remove them. I don't know if that's true or not. That's just what I've heard because I have never had a desire to remove the ads from my Kindle Paperwhite. I like having them, as I said. And then with my Kindle Scribe, I also do not have ads. I have the setting for both of my Kindles to display the last book that I was reading or the book that I'm currently reading as my screensaver. For a long time, I did not. So it would just kind of just be one of Amazon's just regular backgrounds that they have. There's like a couple of backgrounds that might appear on your Kindle screen. And that is what I had for a really long time. Now, getting into it in a comparison with my Kindles in general, I will say that I think the Kindle Colorsoft is my favorite Kindle, okay? I absolutely love it. The main reason why I wanted this particular one is because, very basic reason, besides actually seeing the book covers and everything in color, I just love to annotate and I wanted to have my highlights in color because that is one of the main features. So when you are annotating on your Kindle period, usually it is just a gray highlight because it's black and white. Let me go to a book that I can just kind of show you what it looks like. Give me a second. Let me see. I will pick this one. I'm going to pick Wild Love by Elsie Silver. Now, This is just what the page looks like. And if I want to highlight, you hold down, you drag it down, and it is now in pink, but I can also change to one of these 4 colors. So you have yellow, orange, blue, or pink. And I love switching back and forth personally, and you can also just switch back and forth as you are just highlighting throughout the book. So I could have, sometimes I have like my FMC with a pink highlight and my MMC with blue. I'm just gonna show you what each color looks like really quickly. And that was just a feature that I liked because I do like to organize my annotations. And I do the same thing when I'm annotating a physical book. And I have like a separate video on my annotation process. So these are what the highlight colors look like. I'll give it a second to make sure my screen adjusts. And then I'll show you what the annotation process or what the screen looks like if you're just annotating on the Kindle Paperwhite. I will say this one is a lot faster as well. My Kindle Paperwhite, now that I have the 2 books, I have noticed that this one does take a little bit longer to turn on. And this is what it looks like just reading a regular book. I mean, reading a regular book. If you're reading on your Paperwhite, it is black and white. Now with the Kindle Scribe, it's black and white, but you can actually write on the screen. Again, I'm realizing how quick the Colorsoft is when I'm using my other Kindles. Not that I'm complaining about their speed, but the Colorsoft is a lot faster. So I'm gonna open up Wild Love like I just did on my Colorsoft. Now for this one, and all of your highlights will transfer from Kindle to Kindle, so just an FYI. Wait, what is this? This isn't... Give me a second. That's the wrong book that opened. That's Kiss of the Basilisk. Okay. Wild Love is opening now. Now, if you're going to annotate on your Kindle Scribe, you can actually write directly on the screen. And the font will adjust around whatever you wrote. And you can move this box around if you want. You can like move it over there or something. So I love that feature. And you can also change the size of the box. You can make it, I'm gonna make it a little bit smaller. Like that. Obviously the wording is gone because I shrunk it, but you can change that. And then something else that I really like is there is this little tab over here on the side, and if you click on it, you can actually write through here, and then this will stay hidden while you're reading your book, because sometimes I have like my thoughts, my predictions, what I'm feeling, stuff like that written on the side in that hidden tab, and then actually on the page, it's kind of like short little notes like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that happened, or this is my favorite part, love this, like very like short kind of little, not catchphrases, but like a sentence or two basically. But with the Kindle Colorsoft, because I can do a in-depth comparison with all of my Kindles later, this is just my favorite. It is very fast. Everything loads really quickly on the screen. It turns off and on really quickly. I like that I can have my different colored notes. That is, again, the main reason why I wanted this one to begin with. I just like having the option. Now, really quick little side note, if you are going to highlight anything, whatever it was that the last color that you used, even if you switch to another book, it's going to be that highlight color. So say I'm highlighting in pink, reading Wild Love. If I switch to the center, if you just want a reference, this is the center. This is Wild Love. So if I'm highlighting on my Kindle Colorsoft with this book and I just want to use pink, great, fine and dandy. But say I want to switch over to this book, it's going to automatically be a pink highlight because that is the last color that I used. So just an FYI, you just click and change it. So it's not like it stays automatic, or it's not like it defaults to a certain color depending on what book you're reading, or if you switch a book, it's just the last color that you were using. So hopefully that makes sense. Because sometimes I forget when I'm reading a book and that I was highlighting with blue or something like that, and I switch the book, I'm like, oh yeah, that's not the color that I want to use. Let me just go ahead and switch it. And it will stay that color until you decide to switch it again. Now, one thing that I know a lot of people like, or I'm not gonna say I know a lot of people like, it's something that I have seen. I personally don't care about dark mode one way or another, but that is a feature that some people want. And that is a feature that the new Kindle Colorsoft does not have. So if you want to go like to your settings, like first of all, you have a color style and you can have it standard or vivid. I keep mine at standard. You have the warmth mode, you have the brightness, and then you have an auto little tab up here for the auto brightness. That is not there for the new Kindle Colorsoft. And I'm going to show you where dark mode is right here. So I can just switch to that, go back, and here's dark mode. I think it's cool, to be honest. I wonder how the highlights look. Let me see, because now I'm curious. Oh, they're still pretty bright. So let me just go through all of them really quickly and show you the different colors in dark mode. I like to keep my page white with the dark font. But I notice when I am reading on my Kindle, even when I switch to dark mode, it does not irritate my eyes. I personally cannot read on my iPad very well. Not very well. I can't read for a long period of time. It does irritate my eyes, the brightness of it. And that is why I like having a Kindle, because it's a very subtle backlight. Like the page is obviously bright when I'm reading at night, but it's not enough to irritate my eyes, because when I'm reading on my Kindle, I cannot read at night. Not my Kindle. When I'm reading on my iPad. When I'm reading on my iPad, I cannot read at night, and I have a difficult time reading throughout the day because it is such a bright backlight. And when I'm reading on my Kindle, I can read all day without any strain to my eyes personally. So this is what it looks like in dark mode. And I'm going to switch it back. You just click on the top of your screen, click that little arrow, that opens up, and I'm going back there. Another feature that some people don't know about is changing the font size. Give me a second. I want to delete these highlights because I don't want them like that. If you want to change the font size, a really quick way to do it is to just pinch or expand your fingers on the screen. So I always have my font on the smallest setting, but you can just zoom in like that and it will change. Or you can, again, pinch the screen. And hold on, let me go back to this page. Like so. And it will switch back like that. That is the one feature that I just constantly use all the time when I realize that my font has changed, because sometimes my door will touch my Kindle screen and my font will be really large and I don't have to go all the way back through my settings to change the font size. I believe you can also change the font style. You click on the top and you click on the A at the top of the screen, and that will switch to your themes. You have font, layout, more. So with your font, these are the different fonts that they have. And I believe this is just for Kindle in general. So that is the font that I usually keep. I might want to change that. I'll change that later. You can change the layout. You can have a clock show while you're reading. I actually want to turn that on because there are times that I just kind of want to check the time while I'm reading, and I cannot do that without touching the screen. So now I have the time up there at the very top of my screen, but it's small enough that it's not distracting, because you know sometimes when you're reading you don't want a clock necessarily, you just kind of want to zone out and read. At least I do. So I like that it's very small, and if I just want to glance up at the top of the screen I can see that. Now at the bottom, this is just a Kindle feature. If you tap the bottom screen, you can have the option to have the page and the percentage, or you can have how much time you have left. This says learning reading speed because I just started this book, but it'll show either how much time is left in a chapter or how much time you have left in the book based on your reading speed, or it'll show the location. A quick way to navigate from chapter to chapter, so you tap the top of the screen, you can click down here and you can just switch from one chapter to the next like that. So that's a quick way to find your location, especially because I like to alternate between reading a physical book and then going to my Kindle. So I like having that option, and that is just a universal Kindle feature. But with the Kindle Colorsofts, I know that the new Kindle Colorsoft, I might have mentioned it already, it is $249.99 versus the Signature Edition, which is $270.99. $279.99. So basically what the difference is you pay a lesser price, but you have less features. And then if you pay more, then you have all of the features that the Kindle Colorsoft offers. But both of them have the option, obviously, to have the book in color. You can highlight in different colors. They're both waterproof. And then they both have an 8-week battery life. And they're both ad-free. So that is the things that are the same about them. What you don't have with the new Kindle Colorsoft, you don't have the option to have an auto-adjusting light, and you don't have dark mode. And I think that's the main thing, but apparently that's a big enough feature for everybody, is dark mode and auto-adjusting lights. Anything other than that, I'm not totally sure, because I don't have the new Kindle Colorsoft to actually do a side-by-side comparison for you guys. But I absolutely love this so much. Now, something else that I really love about the Kindle Colorsoft, and what I almost forgot to show you guys, is if you tap the back, it'll switch to the next page, or if you tap the side. So it says chapter 1, I'm going to tap the back. See, it changes. Or if you touch the side. That was really cool, because there are a lot of times that I am just holding my Kindle kind of like this, and I can just touch the screen and it'll switch. There is that. I think I mentioned everything that I wanted to mention about the Kindles. Now, this is not a comparison. This is just a Kindle feature. So again, at the top of the screen, if you click on these, on this little button right there, it's like 3 dots and the 3 lines. If you click on that, it's a quick way to jump from location to location in the book. If you click on this button right here, those are where all of your annotations and your tabs are. I don't have any annotations in this one, but they'll all appear through here. And that is how I transfer all of my annotations from my Kindle to a physical book, if I want to do so. You can click on the little magnifying glass and you can search your notes and everything like that. I have sometimes wanted to find a very particular quote that I didn't highlight, but I remembered. And if I type in just just a couple of words or the exact phrase, it'll show me where it is in the book. Or it'll show me where it appears in multiple books. And then the 3 dots on the side, that is where you bring up some more options. And that is it. I absolutely love having my Kindle Colorsoft. I love that it's really fast. I love that I can highlight in color. The battery life is absolutely amazing. It loads so quickly, not even just when it turns on and switching from page to page, but actually going through the Kindle store. If I want to download a book directly from my Kindle, that is also very, very fast. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm going to show you my unboxing. I'm going to decorate the back of my Kindle again. It is time to change the stickers, and that is it. I'm looking for a very specific sticker, and I know, oh my gosh, I think this is this one. I have a smaller one of it though, but this is the one I was looking for, as well as this one. Because I might move this and put this there, move this on top. I like there to be minimal space when I'm doing this. It doesn't have to be perfect right now because I'm going to tape them anyway. And then I want something there. I kind of like that actually, but let me, I want this one. I kind of like that. But this one I think works with the color a little bit more for my eyes. I'll do one of those, but I think that's pretty much it. And I can put the rest of these up. Just realized that you guys probably couldn't see what I was doing. So I had this one right here, like that, and then I'm trying to decide what's gonna go there. But I like how this looks. Like, I like this, but I could also use this smaller one and not the big heart. I have another one of these and it's smaller. It's a smaller heart, but I'm not sure what bag it's in right now. And I could put this one right there. And that, I kind of like that too. I kind of like this. I kind of want to mix between my, I always like a theme, so I kind of want to mix between my dark romance stuff and also I'm buying books. Not this one right now. I usually use these ones just because they take up a good amount of space, and I like that they kind of hold my other stickers in place a little bit better. But I could also like put one of these down here. No, I don't want that. I like this. I just need to decide if I'm going to use this one or not. Yeah, okay. If I use this one, no, this is like with my dark romance stuff. Okay. Put these away. Later, I'm actually going to organize all of my bags of stickers because I have so many, and I like to have certain ones grouped together, so that's what I'm going to do later on, just not right now. And now to get my tape and put it on the back of these stickers. I know for sure this is going to be like that, so slide these to the side. I like how this top looks, so. And this is just the transparent tape that you get like for decorating, for wrapping gifts. And I like to reuse it as much as I can because it doesn't have to be super sticky. I just like using the tape because it stops my stickers from moving around too much. This one goes next. And I don't like to put stickers on that. The tape, I mean. Okay. This is going to go down here. I used to use a pop socket all of the time, but I like being able to see my stickers clearly. And I have the magnetic one that you can just use the MagSafe ring for it, and you can take your pop socket off and on. So I do use that one sometimes. Now, here is where decisions must be made. I'm pretty sure I want this right there. Or do I want it a little bit on top? I kind of like it like that. And then this could go like right here. And then this one can go right there. I could actually push that one, put that one right there. I kind of like that. Or I might do that. Ta-da! Yay! You know, I never know how people get like those really nice thumbnails just by freezing for a second, but let's try it. Maybe I should have all my Kindles. Well, no, I'm not really doing good compared. Well, just because. There we go. That should do it. And I'll just take a picture on my phone just in case. I don't know why I'm doing this, but it feels nice to stretch my wrists. All right, yeah. I think that's everything I wanted to mention. Let me decorate my Kindle now. Thank you guys so much for watching my video. If you have any questions or anything like that, or if there's anything in particular you want to see, feel free to leave it in the comments below. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!